Hey, hello. I want to plead that you watch this video till the end. If you don't watch till the end, you will misunderstand what I am talking about in this video. Thank you and God bless you. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the End Time Truth Television channel. We urge you to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell icon by selecting all so that the next time we upload a new video, you will be among the first persons to be notified by Google. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, shalom. Good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. I am sure that many of you have heard, it is no longer a new story. It is an old story, so to speak. The tragic incident of the collapse of that 21-story building in Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. Now, but here is a little story that the owner of that project, Mr. Femi Osibona, told, and I think that was his last interview because he also died in that unfortunate incident. Here he narrates how he began life when he graduated, then what he did, the kind of businesses he did, all his endeavors before he came to the point where he decided to return to Nigeria to do what he came to do that unfortunately claimed his life. I'd like you to see it and listen to it. You might also be inspired from his own story because his own story actually is a wonderful story. If not that, the cold hand of death came and took him away from us. And the rest of those that died in that unfortunate incident, which I pray that the Lord will give their loved ones, their families, the fortitude to bear this huge loss. It is a sad one and a very unfortunate one. So I'd like you to go in and watch the video. God bless you.
Live in our Lagos studio is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Fourscore Homes Limited, Mr. Femi Osibona. Good afternoon, Mr. Osibona. It's good to see you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, I like to, I was already started in my introduction, but I want to go straight to how did this all start? How did you get this? How did you get into the sector? What happened? How did you play into it? And you're doing so well in the real estate sector at the moment.
I gotta say, all glory must be given to God. I finished my university career in England in 1991. Then when I finished, I went into buying and selling of shoes and suits. That was what I was doing from 1991 to 1997, to be precise. When it got to 1996, I made up my mind that I wanted to buy a house. That was my plan. To buy a house and rent it out and to still continue selling. Then after some time again, I just decided that let me just buy this, let me just go into development. I decided I want to go to development because I spoke to people, I was tired of moving around. When I was selling shoes, I never had a shop, but I had some money because lots of people know me in London. It was a mobile shop, but it was selling. I was making money. At that level, I was making good money. Yeah. Lots of people know me in England. I go and buy the shoes from Italy and suits from Italy. I bring them to London. When I get to London, everybody, and I understand the secret of selling. I know Nigerians like shoes, they like suits, and Nigerians buy shoes and suits not because they need it. If Nigerians see good things, they'll buy. So I have certain people that I target. I'll target you if you have money, and I know you are a man of your word. Yeah. So I know if you're a man of your word, you will pay. Yeah. So you're not like to hold. Yeah. And I must be sure you also have money, because if you're a man of your word but you don't have money, you will still owe. Yeah. And also, if you have money but you're not a man of your word, you will not pay. So those were my two criteria, which many people do not know, and people are buying. So in 1997, luckily for me, I bought a place on 469 New Cross Road. In New Cross, I think for about 68,000. Wow. It was strange. When I bought the place had like a land behind it. So to me, the land meant nothing. And I was going to sell the land. Somebody offered me £15,000. So I told my lawyer to sell it. That the man, I was traveling to Nigeria, said, please sell the land. The buyer is going to give you £500 deposit. By the time I came back, two months said, oh, she didn't sell it because the man didn't pay 10%, which was 1,500. I said, no, I told you that I was going to pay £500. So I was very angry. I can remember. Then I terminated that lawyer. Then the person who introduced, the lawyer that introduced me to her, and I went to her and said, oh, I don't know what this lawyer has done. By that time, she had already set up her own practice. Then she now said, why do you want to sell? Don't you know you can build? It was strange to me. This was 1997. I said, what do you mean, build what? She said, you can build on the land. I said, can you? You know, I've never had about it in my life that you build. So I said, so how do I start? She said, all you have to do, call the local authority. And surprisingly, we called, I got an architect. Then the architect called the local authority. We had a meeting there. And I was shocked when they were telling us that, we can develop 2 units. I was shocked that 2 units, is it that easy? To my surprise, that was how I started. I developed 2 units there. There was a 2-bedroom and 1 3-bedroom. So 2 units. And we developed it. Surprisingly, we developed it with the rent I was collecting on the house in front. In front of it was a shop with 3 flats. So what they were paying was what I used to do the first development. And I will never forget. So that one was sold, and I was shocked because, you know, it was strange.
Yes.
I've never heard of it before, talk less of seeing it happening. So I did that one. That one we finished in 1998. It was sold, and there's something it was sold. Then again, I bought something else in Stoke Newington. It was a big house. After I bought the house, I converted it into 3 flats. And this is very interesting. I applied, there was a big house. I applied for a 2-story extension. The council wanted to write 2-story. They made a mistake. They wrote 3-story. So when we started developing it, some neighbors went to report. You know, when you have a 2-story in London, you can't do a 3-story. A 2-story must go all the way. So they went to report me to the council, and the council came and said they made a mistake. They agreed that they made a mistake. So I should not do the 3-story. Anyway, I went up and did the 3-story. Then we went for a committee. At the committee, I won. So that's how we did the 3-story. At that time, 1999, I will never forget, when I bought that property, Stoke Newington was down. You can't believe it. It was as if I came to increase the price. Number 8 BT Road, that is the address of the property. By the time we built it, the profit we were thinking of making, the profit doubled. And I need to tell you this, when I even bought this particular property, people told me that I might not make money. But to cut the story short, sir, made a lot of money. So that was in 1999 to 2000. After finishing that project, I went further to Peckham. If you know about Peckham, Peckham used to be a slum. Nobody wants to live in Peckham. I bought the land in Bafford Road, year 2000 May. Again, when I bought Peckham, you can't believe it, Peckham started going up. Was there any reason for buying Peckham? The answer is no. That was all was just available. But the secret is that I believe God had already planned my life from the beginning. So I bought that place in Peckham. I did 2 houses, number 41 and 42 Bafford Road. This will surprise you. I never knew the property had gone so high. I sold the first one for 185 because I thought 185 was a good deal. The second one I sold for about 250. Apparently, when I sold the first one for 185, properties were already 240. I did not know, but I was shocked. Again, Peckham started going on. If you know the history of Peckham today now, those type of houses are going now for about 500,000, 600,000 pounds. You know, so from there I entered the property market. Then I came back to Nigeria in year 2000 and year 2000. Year 2000. After finishing, I'm the one in Bafford Road. I came to Nigeria. I have to be honest with you, but I came to Nigeria. I actually thought I've arrived. You know, I thought maybe I was making money, and I just, in my mind, I was just saying, let me go and just relax in Nigeria. Then one of these days, I went for a holiday in London, and I went to a friend's house, and I saw my friend. His house, wow, some white people. He was living in a very big house and things like that. So I was shocked because I've never seen something like that. Because the area, what I was seeing in London there is that at my level, I was already on top. I know when you see when you don't see things very well. People are saying that, oh, you've already got into the level where a black man can get to. You know? So by the time I went to my friend's house and I saw it, I was very impressed. I spoke to him and I said, I never knew things like this were in London. You know, he was living in a house of about 4 or 5 million pounds and things like that, you know. So I spoke to him. Then I came back to Nigeria. At that time, my plan was to live in Nigeria and be developing in London. But at that time, I was going to be using builders. So there was this house I bought in London. It's still existing today. They call it Fourscore Mansions in Hackney, 113 Albion Drive. I bought that land. Sorry, it was a pub. I bought a pub. The pub was to be demolished, then apply for planning permission to develop a 5-story building. But I was scared because I've never done new build before. You know, the one I did in Hackney. Sorry, the one I did in Hackney was conversion. The one I did in Peckham was new build, but it was just 2 floors. Now I wanted to do 5 floors. And also the one I did in Peckham, I actually gave it out to one of my guys. You understand? But now I was faced with doing 5 floors in actually 6 floors. It was a semi-basement and 4-story building and 5-story building, which is 5 floors. I was faced with doing it. Then I met a friend of mine. His name is Simpson. We became friends. I went to meet him that, okay, you are going to do the development. I will bring the land. I was relying on him because I did not even know how to start on doing 6 floors. Then I now realized that he was trying to use my own property to raise money. So he was doing it for about 3 months. I said, what's going on? So he was telling me to bring my driver's license to do. I said, no. I've brought the land. You also have to go and bring your own money. You will raise your money the way I've raised money to buy my own land. So we'll do both properties. We'll be taking the risk. You will bring your own money to build. I will bring my own land. So my land was debt free. Your money too must be debt free. So because then he started playing me. And I would never forget in my life. I was confused. What am I going to do? Because I was scared. And one day, when we were talking, he just said something. He said he just finished listening to a Christian channel. And that Crefodella was preaching that there are some Christians. They don't want to move forward. They don't like taking risk and they want to move forward. That if you cannot take risk, you cannot move forward. That they want to do what they have been doing before and they want to move forward. That if you want to move forward, you need to do different things and you need to take up challenges. Believe me, as he was talking to me, I just said, God is actually talking to me. Remember that he's been playing me. And you know what, something just came to my mind that told me that, come, if this man never tried this one, I won't be going to him. This man is going to make free money just because I don't want to take a risk. I told him he was playing me around, so I just decided that, you know what, I was going to do it. And I started making an inquiry. You know, I got my engineer, my architects, and said, God, you know what, we got to do this thing. So that was how we did. Then again, by the time the planning approval came in again, the council made some mistakes. They wanted to write 6-story. They made the mistake, they wrote 7-story. Anyway, that's how we did it. It's in 113 Albion Drive. Again, when we did it, Hackney started going up. If you know about the history of Hackney, my plan was that each flat was going to be sold for, I think, 200. We did 14 flats. By the time we finished, we were selling for about 350. Now those flats are going for about 550, 600. From there on, I now decided that I want to go back to Africa.
Yes, let me come in here. That's where I, as a professional developer, and first to develop a 7-story in the UK, SA, UK, United States, and all of that. Now, what's that thing that prompted you? Said, let me come back to Africa. What was that thing?
I have to be honest with you. If I tell you, you'll be shocked. Why I decided to come back to Africa is that, I just believe that Africa is where you enjoy your money. In London, no matter how rich you are, you can't have 2 drivers.
Yes, sir.
You can't have 2 cooks.
Yes.
You can't have a gardener like the way you have it in Nigeria. And I just realized that I want to enjoy my money. And I was looking for an African country to go to. I have to tell you, I was anti-Nigeria. Nigeria was never in my mind. I can remember I went to Ghana in 2005 when I finished Hackney. I was with Dede Momodu. I spent so much time with him. I was planning then to buy in an area called Airport Residential, and another area called I think East Legon. I think Cantonment. I was meant to buy, but while I was there, I just didn't buy again. Then I went to South Africa. I went for holiday. By the time I got to South Africa, I went with my family. I fell in love with South Africa. My plan then, when I went to South Africa, was that I was going to be living in South Africa, but I'll be making money in London. You understand? It's cheaper to live in Africa and make money. So that was why I went to South Africa. But after some time, then after doing some development in South Africa and things like that, I just got tired. No, sorry, I was not tired of South Africa. Sorry, I was not tired. I was enjoying South Africa. And 2008, I was in London, and God spoke to me that the time of Nigeria has come. That was 2008. I want to believe it was sometime in January. God spoke to me. I was in London and said, my son, Nigeria. Remember, I was in South Africa.
Yeah.
I had it clearly. I saw Nigeria. So I started planning. And then I was doing an estate in South Africa, in Pretoria, Waterkloof. Waterkloof is the most expensive area in Pretoria. Waterkloof is known to be a racist area. That's why you have all your embassies. So immediately I got that direction from God. I saw the estates and told my family, and we moved to Nigeria. So this will surprise you. Immediately I moved out of South Africa, prices of properties went down. Then I came to Nigeria. I arrived in Nigeria sometime towards around, I think, June 2008. When I got to Nigeria, I just said, I have to do something. Then I decided to buy land. My first land was bought in Mosley Road, Ikoyi.
Mosley, yes, that's 2 to 4 Mosley, right?
2 to 4 Mosley.
2
We
to 4
have 40
Mosley.
flats there.
40?
Yes. That was my first development. It was quite interesting. I did it. Things went well. But remember, that was my first project in Nigeria. We made a lot of mistakes. It was a learning point. For example, when I first came to Nigeria, I believed in consultants so much. If an architect tells me something, I will do whatever it tells me to do. If an IMANI tells me something, I will do whatever it tells me to do. When my structural engineer tells me something, I do whatever it tells me to do. It was later that I realized that lots of people, they just know about the book. They do not understand the practical aspect of the work. You understand my point? For example, I remember we bought 1,000 kVA generator. They told me to buy 1,000 kVA generator, my M&E. I decided to buy 800. Guess what? We never use 800, we've sold it now. The highest we are using is 500. So I learned a lot. So after doing that project, I have to be honest with you, I was a little bit frustrated. Then I went back to investing abroad. I started investing in America, in Atlanta to be precise. And I can remember this late Senator Pepper, late Senator Oshinowo. He saw me in Atlanta and said, come, all these things you are doing in Atlanta, you should come and do it in Nigeria. Will you do in Nigeria? Why will you be doing? You should come and do things like this in Nigeria. I have another friend of mine. He was saying that you can't. You've done this. You did 7-story in Nigeria, some years ago. Why are you running away from Nigeria? You know. Then in 2018, I came to Nigeria. I went round, and I just made up my mind that, you know what? Let me actually do something that has not been done before. That I want to do something in that. You know, now I was at rest. I was ready. I understand the system. I understand the terrain. You know, I'm in charge. Not when you don't know what you do. You know, when you remember that I left Nigeria I left Nigeria in 1986. I came back in 2008. I did mostly in 2009. So if you look at me, I've not really been in Nigeria. So I'm not a Niger person. So I said, let me come back and do something. That is what prompted what you're saying here. That I need to do something. I need to let people know that something can be done by a black man. Because if I can be doing properties in London and I can do it successfully, if I can do it in Atlanta, do it successfully, if I can do it in South Africa and I can do it successfully, why would I be able to do it in my country? And you know, with Nigerians, we have this belief that if a white man is not there, that means that thing cannot be done. You understand my point?
Yes.
So, and I just said, let me do something in Nigeria.
So let's focus now on 360-degree Ikoyi, which is the beautiful edifice we are seeing here, high-rise real estate being built on Gerald Road. I saw that myself. I think I was on the 18th floor. I can't remember where I got to that day. Tell us about this, and what role has government also played in helping you actualize your dreams?
If you're talking about government, I have to say it. May God bless this our governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. If every governor was like him, sir, I'm going to advise everybody in Nigeria, just come to Nigeria and do business. This is a man that wants people to move forward, and he wants the state to move forward. He doesn't frustrate you. Actually, I was told that he knows about property very well. He used to be the chairman of NSDPC. So probably because of that, he understands how the property market works. He understands what you need. You know, he's not there to frustrate you. But there was a time we had problem. And we went to meeting, you know, I was shocked that, you know, so I believe that I've had so many people talk about him that this man is just there he's supporting you. He does, you know, as long as you don't do things that is against the law. You understand about? Yes. But I can guarantee you, his government, if it go and report anybody that anybody is trying to collect bribe, he's going to go after that person. So he has given us a good ground to play. What will I say about this government? They don't frustrate us. Everything is working. Then what will I say about 360? We're on Gerard Road. I'm sure you know Gerard Road, Bodilon.
Yeah.
It's still the most expensive road in Africa. I'm sure you know in Gerard Road, all these roads, they want us to do high rise. But luckily for us, we are the only one that have, you know, most properties on Gerard Road, Bodilon, they're on the main road. So there's noise. You always hear cars. We are lucky. You have to drive about 200 meters. We're still on Gerard Road, but we have 200 meters, which is just our driveway.
Yes,
you understand my point?
I noticed that.
And so there's no noise. What we're actually building, a 7-star hotel. They are flats, but it's as if you are living in a 7-star hotel. Everything you have in a 7-star hotel, we have it there. But the only difference is that you own the property. You know, I tell people, you know, we've not advertised.
Yes, at all.
And we've sold more than 50%. People who have bought from us, or people who are buying, are people that have bought from us in the past. Maybe they bought properties from me in England and things like that. But the thing is that here in 360, most of our, what do we have there? 1, security. 2, view. You've seen our view.
Yes.
The view, you can't compare it. We have their offices for owners. We have a clubhouse. You have an open recreation area. So practically everything that you're going to have in a 7-star hotel. You don't want to live in a place whereby you are shouting on somebody, your generator, you know, you're playing games with your generator or your gate man or things like that. So We just have everything. You know, people ask me, how did it happen? I said, you know, there's something. They said, if something has not been done before, people will say it is impossible.
Yes.
But once it is done, I can tell you now, once we started with this one now, I can tell you there are lots of my friends now who want to do iRise. I can tell you about 3 or 4 of my friends now who have never done, they've never done 5 story before. Most of them, they want to do 10 story now. They will tell me, 10 story, this one wants to do 8 story, this one wants to do, but before, they are not there, try it. So it is somebody that's going to
set the pace.
Set this pace, which we've come to do. So what are you telling me about? You see, we have something in 360. You know, one of the buildings is called Grace. Another one is called Peace. Another one is called Faith. Those are the things that are working there. You see, when grace of God is up, when the grace of God is upon your life, things just work. You know, people tell me that how can you be doing this project and there's no stress is not showing your face. And no stress. I live a stress-free life. Things are just working by itself. You know. And I believe so much in God, sir. I believe that without God behind you, you can't make it. That's my belief. You know, my Bible tells me that if you can believe, all things are possible to him that believe. And my Bible further tells me that without faith, it is impossible to please God. Whoever must come to God must believe that God exists and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seeking. I'm one of the few people that believe that if you want to make it as a Christian, if you're not ready to take risk, you would never make it.
True.
Christianity has to do with action. Faith without action is frustration. So, like I've been telling people nowadays, that there should be lots of billionaires that will be coming out as Christians. You know, so I don't know what do you want me to say?
Yes. I'm not looking at what you. I see that you also have some CSR things supporting NGOs and a lot of. That's a very good one. But what would you say to Nigerians that travel abroad? They come back. They don't want to settle. They don't want to stay. They want to rush back. They believe they can't invest here. What do you think is happening? What's the problem?
You know, it's the mindset thing. I can remember when I wanted to relocate to Africa then. I spoke to someone and he said, why many people that come from England or from America, why they go back is that most of them do not have what they're coming to do. Most people want to come to Nigeria and come and do contract. They want to do contract. My uncle is here. They want to, they don't want to work. Bible said whoever does not work, not going to eat. How can you just come from abroad and you come to Nigeria? The next thing you want to say is that you want to be a government contractor. Yeah. I believe that there is a lot of things that can be done in Nigeria. For example, the property market. It's happening there. I went to eat in a restaurant in Surulere about 2 weeks ago. We waited for 2 hours.
To rush?
Yes, sir. 2 hours. So, and I'll be shocked if people now say there's nothing is happening in Nigeria. Why are all these foreigners coming? Why are the white people coming?
Yeah.
You know, if Nigeria was not good, why are they coming? If you are flying from London or coming from America, you see all the foreigners look at all these Lebanese. So I'm going to advise Nigerians that come from London that have a mindset, because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Number one, you must think positive. Number two, when you come from abroad, you need to move with the right people. Lots of people move with the wrong people. You need to move with the right people. When I came back from South Africa, most of the people I was moving with, they were all into properties. So I could see, because it is whatever you see is what you will get. You understand? So I believe there is so when people come and say there's nothing happening in Nigeria, I just think they're deceiving themselves. We have a good government in Lagos that is working, you know. So you see, at times people say that the government is not helping. I said, why are you looking for the government to help you?
Why not help
yourself? Why not help yourself? You understand? If you want to get a license to open a shop to start selling, they are not saying they will not give you a license. So my belief is that please, most everybody that foreigners, Nigerians abroad, Nigeria is interesting. Understand something about Nigeria. We've just started. You know, all these arises we're seeing in Dubai.
Yeah,
we're going to have them in Nigeria. It's a matter of time. Wherever Nigeria is now, UK was probably there about 70 years ago. That means we have a brighter future here. One time I was in China and I was speaking to some Chinese guys who invest in Nigeria, and they told me that what England came to do to them about 50 years ago is what they're also doing to Africa. that British came to China about 50 years ago and they were investing because they saw the future of China, that they are also investing in Nigeria because they've seen the future of Nigeria. Nigeria has a very, very bright future.
Let's wrap up this discussion on this note. As we move on in 2021, what's your projection for the real estate sector? What more projects are you also looking at as Fourscore? I think the name is Femi Fourscore.
Yeah, people call me Fourscore.
What are the projections?
I'll tell you, number one, I'm sure you know Ikoyi will continue going up. I'm sure we know that. Ikoyi will continue going up. Recently, they've increased the approval fee and things like that. And the approval fee now is going into hundreds and hundreds of millions.
Wow.
So that means, and you know, the price of cement is going up, the price of iron is going up. So land in Ikoyi is going up. I think they're going for about 800 per square meter now. So Ikoyi will continue to go up. And I can tell you what is happening in Ikoyi now is that when you want to do any development in Ikoyi, don't do a development that people will buy to rent. Do a development that people will want to live in themselves. In the past, people buy properties to rent out in Ikoyi. Now, people are buying properties to live in them. So your property must be very, very nice. You're saying, what do we have in stock? I can tell you, all I can guarantee is that this is just the starting point. Whatever you are seeing here is the beginning. Maybe this is 2 or 3% compared to what we want to do. You know, I don't really talk too much, but I can guarantee you that what you can see here is about 2 or 3% compared to our next project. I can see you that I can tell you the future is very bright. The Bible tells me the path of the just is as a shining light that shines brighter and brighter. So this is just a child's play. With what we're going to do.
Honestly, even when I was going through this, I was able to get a lot out of it. You know, a lot of first for you. Now I'm going back to that thing that makes you have that feel of a 7-star hotel where you live somewhere, you don't have any stress, you don't have to. How has Nigerians taken this project? How receptive have they been? You said over 50% already sold. Yes. Can we talk a little bit about how Nigerians are accepting this project?
I have to tell you this now. Do you know we've not done any advert now?
At all.
We intentionally did not do
You've
the
not
advert.
been in the media. I wanted to ask you.
Because all these things that we want to do, we want to finish those things. We want to start, you know, people who have bought, they've not really seen 10% of what is in that project. By the time they see the slab, by the time they see the view, by the time they see the design, which they're not seeing now. All what they're just saying, we're just doing, this is not the color, this is just the screening.
Yes.
By the time they see all these things, by the time they know that when they are parking, there is there's the way you come, there's valet parking and things like that. The price is going to shoot up. So I can tell you now, the people that bought are people that maybe they just came, but they have, you know, they have serious.
So thank you for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Whatever you may have seen in the video, I believe that there are lessons there that you can learn. You can be motivated from his story, even though that the owner of the story is no longer here with us, but that story can motivate somebody, and that story can also teach somebody 1 or 2 things in life. But I pray for you that untimely death, sudden death, tragic death will not be your portion and that of any member of your family, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, from me to you, shalom.